Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And Happy New Year! I hope you had a great celebration and looking forward to 2026. For the first video of 2026, I will be doing some coloring on this beautiful illustration that I found from Pinterest, and I'll be using this cutting mat as a backdrop so that I don't have the alcohol marker bleed through. So the alcohol markers that I'm going to use for this video are kindly gifted to me by Artex. This is the 66 pieces in pastel color. I really love the packaging in this particular box, especially with the handle, because it just allows you to carry everywhere you want. Inside the box, you have their business card, then the sample color sheet, and obviously the markers. I have also pre-colored this sample sheet, which is going to be very helpful, especially now when I'm going to do all the coloring. So I found this illustration on Pinterest, but I am not sure who are the true artists. So I'm just going to leave it up to you guys. So if you find the true original artist, because I have seen these outlines and as well as the painted version of it on Pinterest, but they were all posted by different people. But the ones that I got this one from, I will still link that in the description. So in case you want to try it, you can do that as well. These are obviously someone's work, so if you are planning to sell them, please don't do that. This is going to be only for my own personal consumption, so I wanted to try something which looks nice, and also it's not going to cost me a lot of money. I know tulips are generally a very spring theme, and we are in the middle of winter. Like, it is so cold out here. The day I am recording this voiceover, we are experiencing one of the coldest days in winter. We actually got snow today, like not heavy snowfall, but we got snow, and it feels like -6 degrees. That's -6 degrees in Celsius for my American friends. But yeah, for the tulips, what I wanted to do is first use the lighter shade of pink and then go over with the darker shade of pink. And I was constantly referring to the sample sheet which I had colored in before. And like I said, that sheet is going to be my true guide for entirety of this video. Now, if you have never heard of alcohol markers, they have been around for quite a long time, and Artex have also been producing them for, I would say, easily 2-3 years. And they have come up with various variation and iteration, and this is their latest one, which is in pastel colors. Pastel colors are so apt for summery and spring themes, so if you are looking for something to indulge into as like a new hobby, I will link this particular one in the description below. To talk a little bit more about alcohol markers, alcohol markers use alcohol based ink, so they are either dye based or dye plus pigment. The alcohol evaporates quickly, allowing the ink to flow smoothly. They also allow it to blend easily, so if you like to have that ombre effect, I think alcohol marker is the way to go. So instead of sitting on top of the paper, the ink soaks into the fiber, which is the major difference that you would see between alcohol marker and acrylic marker. I have used a few different products of acrylic marker from Artex itself, and I have been a big fan of their markers, so I was very excited to try out the alcohol markers. Some of the key characteristics, if I have to talk about alcohol marker, that I have found and I have researched on other creators that have done, who are obviously better artists and exceptional creators. So what I have found is a few things that I want to talk about. So first is their blending characteristics. So the colors melt into each other very seamlessly, as you would see over here. Even though I have used two different pinks on the tulips, they still look so put together. Like it's not on top of each other, which is one thing that I really like about alcohol marker. The second thing about their blendability is that they are very ideal for gradients, like I said, and it can be blended using another marker or a lighter hue of the same color or a darker hue or a colorless blender. I will be using the colorless blender, which is marked as 0 in the box, to blend one of the leaves. I think at one point I just went over with the darker one a bit too much and I was not feeling very confident about how it may turn up. So I used the blender to kind of just make it more muted. Now, the second characteristics that I have found is in their layering behavior. So the layers are transparent and not opaque. This is in contrast to what the acrylic marker would be doing. Like the acrylic marker will sit on top of one another, but the layers over here are very transparent, so you get that proper blending. Each layer also deepens or shifts the color, so you will have a mix of both the colors. And you can also reactivate previous layer with the fresh ink, which also helps in blending. So the tip that I have learned is that you need to layer slowly. Too many passes can oversaturate the paper. And talking about paper, you have to be very careful about what sort of paper you're going to use. So the best papers that have been recommended are the marker paper, which are very specifically made for alcohol markers, or you should go for something which is very smooth or coated paper. Those are the ones which will give you a very seamless experience of using the markers, and also you will have less bleeding or feathering. As I'm a journaling girly, I never use alcohol marker in my normal bullet journal, even though the papers that are there are approximately 140 GSM or 160 GSM. Those are thick papers, but even then, alcohol marker will just seep through. You can use alcohol marker for your journaling, decorations and all the coloring, that if you want to do, maybe do it on a separate paper and then stick them on your journal. So in that case, you can even use a normal copy paper. This particular paper that I am using here is a 120 GSM copy paper. It is not very thick. I have not shown in this video how the back looks like, but it is completely soaked through. That's one of the reasons why I have the cutting mat as the backdrop, because I did not want to obviously paint my desk. At one point I was thinking maybe I should do a lighter shade of pink or a purple hue, just so that everything is very pastel. But then I thought, why not use the black one, because then everything will just pop, and I feel that I have taken the right decision, at least in this illustration. Obviously, it depends on your taste, it depends on how you want your illustrations to look like. But for me, I truly felt that the black gave that oomph to the very flat nature of the illustration. Later on, before I finish the video, I will actually go over and use a very fine liner. I used a 0.001 fine liner from Sakura Pigma Micron, and we'll just do some shading wherever it is required, just to give some sort of character to this flat illustration. But I think I did that offline and I did not record, because otherwise it was going to be too long. So yeah, so you will see that in the end. What I wanted to tell you about is the importance of a black background. So if you feel that your illustrations are feeling a little flat, try to have a darker background. It's what I have felt. Obviously, if you do a lighter background, it will still pop. You just have to put in a lot of effort in the main subject. Now, coming to all of these different illustrations, my favorite would be the clusters of tulips, the first big box, and then the hand with all the tulip petals. I feel that those are the ones which are truly the main characters. They give that main character energy. The rest, I kind of struggled a little bit to kind of find the correct colors that would go well And since all of these markers were in pastel colors, they kind of all ended up looking the same to my very nuanced eyes when it came to alcohol markers. So I really tried to select the ones that would look different but not so different from the entire coloring or the illustration. Here you will see me referring to the sample sheet for the skin color, and from the sheet, as you can see, multiple colors have the slighter hue of the skin color. So I just wanted to make it more appropriate to the skin color that I think will work in this situation. While you see me color in the hand, here are some more pro tips for using alcohol markers. Work light to dark. As you would have seen me, I have used the lighter shade first and then I have gone over with the darker one. So that is the way to do with alcohol markers. Keep a scrape sheet nearby to test colors. In my instance, I have used the sample paper because that was the way to kind of go with what colors would work. Use gray markers for shadows. It could be a cool gray or a warm gray. Store markers horizontally, and this is correct for all sorts of markers. It could be your Tombow, it could be your acrylic markers. Always try to store them horizontally. Even your fountain pens, you should always store them horizontally. Always cap tightly to prevent drying out. This is again the same tip that you would get for any other pens out there. Always try to cap it tightly. Streaks happen when ink dries unevenly. So to avoid this, you can work in smaller sections and keep all your strokes in the same direction. Overlapping slightly while the ink is still wet can also prevent in having these streaks. I have done multiple streaks in different ways, and I always try to go over the original one so that it overlaps and kind of gives a more blended view. And sometimes while you are doing this overlapping and blending, your tips of the marker will be contaminated, and it is always best practice to kind of clean your marker tips. You can do this by scribbling on scrape paper to remove the contamination, which will help in preventing muddy color transfer when you use this marker in your future illustrations or coloring. The bottom left one, which has the juice and the fruits, I was wondering what kind of fruit that is, because in this illustration, when I found this outline of this illustration, I didn't know what kind of fruit it was. So I went with a mindset of that it is either a grapefruit or an orange juice. So that was my reasoning behind selecting this color, and I tried to bring some sort of similarity with the real life fruit. But after some scrolling, after I finished all of these, I actually found the original illustration with the color. Well, not the original creator, possibly, but the one which had all the colors in. And it turns out to be kiwi. And I was like, oh, I never thought that it would be kiwi. But anyway, like I tried to do something different in here. Also, I did not have a brown shade in this pastel box, so it would have been really hard for me to give the brown texture, the outer texture of kiwi in this illustration. So I feel that my decision were justified. So I am happy with how everything has turned out. Now, to talk about a few tips of what to use, and just be careful on what you are doing when you're using alcohol markers. First is obviously the paper. Like, try to avoid using your regular notebook paper or any thin journal papers that you have, because the ink will travel through multiple pages and it will ruin your notebook. And you obviously don't want to see feathering on textured paper, so don't use any of those handmade paper or textured papers for alcohol markers. And it is obviously not ideal for double-sided journaling if you're going to use alcohol marker in your journal, like I talked about. Like, you can, but just try to do it in a different paper. They are also not waterproof and they can smear if water is applied, so just be careful in terms of how you use it and what you have liquids around, because once the water touches the alcohol marker, it will reactivate the alcohol and then it will have a lot of smudging, which you obviously don't want. It has some strong odor. So, well, not this particular one. I do have a marker set from a different brand that I bought almost like 2 3 years ago, and I never used it because of this reason, because that one has such strong odor, like alcohol odor. This one thankfully did not. So if you come across any alcohol marker with strong smell, just try to be mindful of where you are using it, and hopefully it has some ventilation. It is generally non toxic, so don't worry about the smell. If you are smelling it for a long time, that is not going to harm you. Well, friends, we have reached to the end of the video. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you have liked it, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and leave a tulip emoji so I know you were there till the end. I hope you will have a wonderful and prosperous year ahead filled with joy, laughter, and love. I hope to see you in the next one. So take care and bye bye.